you like watching the NFL and the glide cam that floats over the field? That was him. After this, which he got an Academy Award for just this. Not a particular movie, but being amazingly clever. So, this is a Stedicam. There are many people that make Stedicam now. This one comes from England, this is the Stedicam, this part right here. This just happens to be a red camera. I know, I have a big mouth anyway, but probably so they can record it. So the sled here will allow you to put a camera on it. It does not care what kind of camera is going to go on it. Could be a motion picture, could be a film camera, 35-16. This is a red digital camera, very lightweight cameras. It's all comes down to balance. If you were not a human being, but something much, much stronger, then what he showed you up there with his arm that attaches to the vest, if you could actually hold this right here like this, I cannot, then you could just do Stedicam without the vest and all that, and just move it around and have your arm take the bounce out when it comes to that. And he's being modest. He shot Rocky and The Shining at the same time and was going back and forth over the Atlantic on the Concorde in between setups to shoot them simultaneously. Which is just confounding. So it'll take me one moment to get the remainder of it out, but just bear with me for one moment. Part 2 of it all. This is Stedicam iso-elastic arm. Anyone like to feel the weight of it? The question from everybody always is, when I put this on, is that heavy? Yes, it is. Always. The remainder is the vest. The type of person that can do Stedicam greatly varies. Garrett Brown's 6'4". I'm 6'2". The only person I ever taught Stedicam, she was 5'2". The guy who does it for the NBA is built like a whiskey barrel. Garrett Brown's rather thin, so you do not have to be sort of a bruiser to be able to do this.
Did he invent the vest too?
Say?
Did he invent the vest?
Yes. There we go. I was kind of setting this up in the dark, so one thing that I did not do, which is very critical to the entire operation, is balance it.
The microscope going down.
Wow.
Where they go is not balanced. So, we usually do this in fairly quick order. But this, in balancing a Stedicam like this is critical for anything you would be doing, regardless of the unit. Tripod, crane, handheld. You always want to balance it so you're not fighting it. So you can start from a neutral position. And while it looks like you're controlling the arm, this is how you operate Stedicam. This is how you operate Stedicam. Do some core work for the day.
When you put that on, what do you feel initially? Your shoulders, your back? Is it,
right here.
yeah.
Because it's off to my left-hand side, and it's only off to the side, so I don't bop into it when I'm walking. And you keep it off on one side like this, and if you can hold it with your core, then your arm can come in and have some subtlety to it, and that leaves this hand now for your panning and tilt. Now, the ability to do your shots. By the sound of that, Andrew from Liminal is here. But as you can see from the video, Garrett initially invented this as a running rig, which it can do that, but people, sorry, when I hold it, it constricts my chest and it's hard to talk now. That every television show that you've ever seen has utilized this. It started really in the 90s when it kind of broke through, not just being on big budget movies, but now you can do it on ER, the X-Files, all kinds of television shows that are now liberated with smaller cameras that can carry this. Prior to when Garrett invented this in the 70s, excuse me, cameras were just too big. So it was the idea of the moment. That he invented it right at the time that you could actually put cameras on board that it could carry it. Now the Steadicam can carry an awful lot of weight. Any of the films like the Dark Knight series, all shot on IMAX, all having the IMAX cameras placed on the Steadicam. So they can carry a good amount. 2 seconds. I had a different camera on here before, and I just need to adjust my arm for it. And we don't have to have a formal Q&A. You can just shout out questions now.
Should he adapt the contraption to the medical use?
A lot of his thinking that he derived from this and the successes, then he was able to transpose that to medical, as well as all the other camera rigs that he invented, including like in the Olympics, the camera that plummets with the diver into the water, the one that goes
That stick?
underwater.
Kind of stick thing?
I'm sorry?
They don't have like a stick thing that they
Now they do,
Yeah.
but for the larger cameras like this, for the broadcast cameras, they actually had it in a plummeting rig that would go down into the water at the same time.
Have you used the Ronin 4D?
Sorry, what?
Have you used the Ronin 4D?
I have not used that yet.
Just curious your opinion.
There's camera individuals in the house that might be able to field that question. We have one at the shop downtown. This is Andrew and Andrew from Liminal Space Productions in downtown Cleveland. So, now I have it a little bit before it was way up here, now it is down here, which ultimately everything is just a tool. If I was to, I got to follow somebody with their top hat, and the top hat is the story beat. Then I would crank this up so it would be up here. Now I can follow behind on the top hat. Or they could say, hey guys, we really want to follow a toddler running around. So then, we'll get nuts. We'll get nuts. Now I can follow the toddler around. And in post-production, they'll just flip it upside down.
How long can you wear them?
Am I being recorded? It seems like proof. I can wear it for a pretty long time. And I've done concerts with it. A thing that it is really good for is the good old-fashioned walk and talk. Two characters are going to walk through Chagrin Falls and have a lyrical conversation between the two. This is really good for that. And productions use it for that all the time. It can also do what they call a soft mount off the back of a ATV, a golf cart, or outside of a van. done that one, 2 people on a bicycle hanging out the van, and it takes all the bumps out of it. Or a hard mount, which then this goes away, and this gets mounted to a hard mount right bolted onto the side of the van. Because I've had to do people on bicycles and people running through the woods, and the one thing, an actor will always beat me. One, because I am always wearing this. So I have to go on to something like an ATV or something that can actually help you out, get the shot. So, other questions?
You
Yeah.
have all of the equipment on.
Sure.
How much does it all weigh?
Depends on the camera that will be mounted on there. Like this is about 55, 60 pounds. I've flown Steadicam where the camera only was 75 pounds. And that's, I was a younger man, that wasn't a great day. But you do what you can. And mostly production will help you out and get something that is appropriate in size to be able to do that. Because at my first shot of the day is the best shot. I only get more tired after that.
Do you need a keeper with you, like, to watch where you're stepping? So you don't
Sometimes.
hurt yourself? I've seen, I can imagine.
I had a ridiculous set of instructors. That Garrett was the lead instructor, and then I had Guy B. and Jermiro, who one was a Steadicam on for ER, the other was James Cameron's Steadicam off. And the stories of ER that, just the whirling around in the set, you can't have a spotter. There's just too many people in the room. So part of that is, as he demonstrated to all of us newbies, part of being able to let go is then if he's doing something and he feels an extra coming, he can hold the extra back. He's still able to do the shot and then move the extra in. And still able to do what is required. But you do always have an assistant. And one thing that can never really happen with a Steadicam is pulling focus. Do we understand what pulling focus is? That would be for every shot, not just Steadicam, any of them. In the old days, an assistant puts their hand right on the barrel, and we're going to focus from you to the back wall. And you actually, while the shot's happening, pull a focus. So if somebody reaches up and does that, the camera gets all wibbly wobbly. Just like how you are able to see that wirelessly, that you have to have a wireless follow focus. So this assistant is right next to you the whole time, pulling focus, but they can't touch you because it'll ruin the shot. Wind is also not the best for it, but we've dealt with that in the past as well. Other questions?
What's the future look like?
The future?
Yeah.
The future is pretty much what you're looking at. This doesn't have any gyros. It doesn't even have to have electronics into it. It is, as the man said, Newtonian physics. That the center of gravity was taken out of the camera and was put right here at this center of this gimbal. So I've lost power on the entire Steadicam. Still got to shoot. I had another monitor up here. There are other tools that have entered the playing field in the past 10 years, gimbals, for example, which have their place. And Steadicam has its place as well. When gimbals first came out, much like how the Pentagon buys airplanes, they want one that can do everything. And no tool in cinema can do everything. It started to look like gimbal movies. I can pick them out when I'm watching a gimbal movie because it has a particular look to it. But one thing when you're holding a gimbal, in many cases, if you don't have a lot of doodads, you're holding the gimbal like this and you're going to do a 4-minute walk and talk holding 50 pounds in your arms now. Then they sold a vest and an arm to hold the gimbal. That's this. So the industry's calmed down a little bit, has for lesser in large part, stopped trying to make one thing do everything. But Steadicam has a lot more features that have added to it. Like they have some mini gyros that add to the gimbal now, or to the, yeah. And what those do, like I had mentioned that wind can make it, well, they can defeat it. They can help keep it steady. As well as they now build an entire roll cage to go on that. So you can do a shot where you stay up like this, and I can take the sled and start moving it like this, and the camera stays perfectly straight. And it's all to add features for the director. Because the director may know what you need or what is required. They don't really care, and they shouldn't. They just say, I want a shot. It's going to start on you at this level and come all the way back and go to you. And then they'll go off to rehearsal somewhere. You have to figure it out. And when they come back, either this is the tool or you bring another tool off the truck. And that's ultimately what it's all about, is can you devise the best tool possible to get the shot. And if you watch Rocky, Garrett Brown's actually in it, because they'll dump to a wide shot and you can see him in the ring with the Steadicam on shooting Rocky. Yeah, he was very, very, very gracious and nice instructor. And when we all got done each night, he'd bring out, you know what a director's commentary is, right? On a DVD or a Blu-ray. He brought The Shining out, turned the sound down, and we watched The Shining with Garrett Brown. And he told us how they did each and every shot. And unlike a director's commentary, you could hit pause and ask a question.
Wow.
And he would spend the whole evening telling us how they did everything, which was wonderful. And Kubrick is insane. Other questions?
What kind of maintenance is something like that required? Are there
just
like
keep-
moving parts, you know?
Keeping it clean, keeping it dry. So going out in either accidental rain or on purpose rain, everything gets bagged up just like the camera would. The rest of the mechanics would get bagged up. After running around in a hot building for 14 hours with this, all of the Velcro comes off and it can go in the wash. As much as
So there's like no
everything's
no
pretty.
friction.
Yeah, everything's pretty sealed, but I don't want to get into
No.
taking all that apart, so there are places they can have maintenance. I did break one rule one time, the golden rule of never run as fast as you can. And why wouldn't I want to do that?
Because you've maxed out your speed, and then if something happens, it's over.
You don't have anything left in the tank to do anything about anything. I was running on a path in the woods. I was trying to be a champ, and I was following a young actress who was running through the woods. Ran as fast as I can, and then the path started going downhill.
Oh.
And the rig, and it was over. It's over at that point. There's nothing you can do. As the rig started pulling away from me. And all you can do then is start to, in slow motion in your brain, how will I fall? Let's take some options. There's a different rig than this, but looks very similar. And by the time it was to fall, I let go of this part, grabbed the post, fell, ran the camera into the ground, and broke the carbon fiber post in half. Which sounded a lot like I broke my leg. So the whole crew really got excited about that. But I drove a Honda Element back then, so it was all plastic on the inside, so it got rid of most of the blood after that. So never run as fast as you can. Andrew, take note. He has worked with me when I have done, not when I fall, when I have done jobs like this. Any other questions?
Thanks for demo.
Yeah, thanks.
It's my pleasure. If we had more time, I'd give Steadicam rides. Which they're all like, I don't have to put on 65 pounds and sweat. So, but thanks for having me.
Thank you.